Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I am your host, Hector Montalvo. This show is dedicated to asking tough questions for you, the viewers. We bring you their responses, and we let you decide. Joining us today at our Haverhill studio, no other than my Democratic friend, Mr. Andy Pena. Mr. Pena?
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming in, and it's glad to have you back for the second time.
Thank you.
Mr. Pena, COVID-19 is almost over.
It's almost over. Everybody's outside, no mask.
We spent a really tough year where people were in different aisles.
Yeah.
Are you happy that we're off without masks?
I'm definitely happy we're out with the mask.
Wow. We had over 708,000 cases in the state of Massachusetts. And originally, the numbers were a lot higher. Do you recall it?
Yeah, no, it definitely fluctuated up and down. They couldn't find a solid number to go with.
Yeah, they definitely couldn't find us. What do you think played a part of that?
There was definitely money going around for cases. Hospitals were definitely getting paid for certain things, certain usage of certain devices.
Yeah.
And things of that nature.
And
so definitely politics played a big key on that.
And we also had some universities involved in
17 U.S. universities share information with Wuhan laboratories.
What else do you know about that?
I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of emails going on with Fauci and doctors directly linked to the Wuhan laboratories. He has a lot of investments with the gain of functions. All of that's coming out. A lot of leaks and emails that are going on right now.
Yeah, COVID. You know what's interesting when during the election, COVID, right after the election, COVID, there was not so much talk about COVID.
It wasn't the talk no more, no.
It wasn't the talk.
Then came January 6th. It brought a brand new thing in, huh?
Yeah, and Biden single-handedly defeated COVID.
Oh no, we want to thank him for bringing out the vaccine to us, right? They didn't believe Trump when he had it on the first debate that he was saying he was going to have it before the end of the year.
Well,
we got to thank Biden, definitely.
Biden is the man,
yes,
you know.
Sir. Yes, sir.
He, based on Biden's actions in his first 4 months.
Yeah.
Gas prices off the roof.
Definitely.
Borders unsecure.
Definitely.
You have people coming in from all over the place.
A lot of negotiating with terrorists, paying a lot of ransomware.
The gas station.
Yeah.
The oil.
Stopping pipelines, and they stopped his pipeline too as well. Definitely. Now, yeah, he's making a mess.
Yeah, and we had Vice President Harris up at the border at Walla Walla.
Wow, they didn't even have a seat for her in Mexico. They left her standing. That's insane.
Now you're a Democrat, ain't you?
No, sir.
You're not a Democrat.
I'm unenrolled, Massachusetts.
So that would make you an independent.
Yes, sir. Holla at me.
That's awesome, because I am an independent myself,
right.
And I like the freedom to choose a Republican or a Democrat. But Massachusetts is even though most of the registered voters in the state of Massachusetts are independent voters,
right,
they tend to vote Democrat.
That is true. Are they under an old tale, right? That the Democrats are for the poor, and that's what they strongly believe. But apparently it's not. The Democrats are mostly in it for themselves while using the poor to gain.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the money that they're dishing out. I mean, think about if, all the money that they gave to individual people. But Jesus, I mean, nobody's working. The stock of lumber has gone up by 200%. I mean, you can't get appliances, materials. I mean, they're back ordered. I mean, it's crazy.
All these taxes and everything still stays the same.
Everything still stays the same.
Yes,
and
sir.
they want to spend trillions of more dollars, and they don't even want to spend it here in the United States.
While not paying taxes, right? They just came out, Tesla, Amazon, Bezos, near zero taxes.
Zero.
So it comes to the
taxes.
The cities give these people a large percentage. They give them like a 5 year zero taxes just to bring the jobs into their city. In turn for jobs, but that usually never happens. Right now with drones and everything, they'll just put an automated thing in there.
And that's what they're doing. I mean, you can go into Walgreens, you can go into Walmart, you can go
Right.
to all these different stores, and now you see less cashiers and more self-service checkout.
No, not less cashiers. They all there. They just watching you do they work for them. You know what I mean?
And we're still paying them.
No discount. No discount. You guys need to change that.
Have you taken the which COVID shot have you taken?
No. We don't. I do not believe in the vaccine.
Yeah, I totally agree. I heard that there was a chip in it, so the GPS and they're tracking people on that. You know,
I don't know about all that. We'll see next year when everybody's face start falling or something. I don't know.
No, I mean,
we made it.
We did make it.
We made it.
We did made it.
It's over, ain't it?
Well, it's not officially over. I believe
we about 70% vaccinated.
Yeah.
You know, at least the first shot.
Yeah.
So
and there was some reaction that people were getting.
Yeah, there are a lot of people getting cerebral palsy from it.
Yeah, a lot of pain
skin
on
reaction.
the arms. Yeah. I just didn't. No, I mean,
you don't trust Bill Gates?
Yeah, Bill Gates. That's a different topic.
That's Fauci. That's Fauci's boy too. They found him in the emails as well.
Yeah,
they spoke often.
Why you think the Democrats are so? They don't want to release all that information. What do you think is coming down the line with that?
There's big money. For you to get money from a federal assistance, you have to close things down.
Or to get
Natural
money, you
disaster.
have to go by their particular.
Correct. You have to close things down. You have to, be broke.
And that's what it
So
was.
you have to make the city look insufficient to get funding from the federal government to then carry on.
And what about the public schools? They get funded by the federal government as well. And none of these children attended actual schools.
While the private schools were going on, Catholic schools were open the whole time.
Exactly. So do they still get that?
Oh no, I'm sure a private school
funding?
or Catholic school doesn't get that funding.
But the
charter
public
schools, they all self-funded, right? They all do their own thing.
Yeah, they're independent from the public schools.
Yeah.
And
so they don't have no rules.
Correct. And people do have a choice now to either go, charter or public.
Well, you really don't. Now we all can't afford that.
Some cities, I believe, City of Lowell may have that in place, where they do have a.
I mean, a lot of those things are lottery. A lot of those things are. It's still very unattainable to the average person.
Yeah,
I believe it is.
Yeah, we definitely won't see that. What about the riot that happened up in Washington D.C. with they say Trump was behind that?
I don't know. There was a lot of trespassing, I guess. How you get a federal trespassing charge? That's pretty.
Which is an interesting
strange.
Point, because the building belongs to the people.
And it wasn't closed.
It's open
during
to the
business
public.
Hours.
Correct. It's open during business hours. That's the people's building.
Yeah.
If no one has committed a crime, okay, you can't trespass from the public.
It's public property.
It's public property.
Yeah, I mean, we love to see how they break that down as well. But they've been held, right? They've been held over, that was January 6th. We're looking at about 7 months, nearly close. Yeah. Pulling on 7 months, and some of them aren't charged. Some of them don't know what they're being charged with.
Or some of them
they don't even have bail.
Exactly. Some of them are being held without bail, and they don't even know what charge. And the law is you gotta be charged within in some states, first 24 hours, in some states, 72 hours.
I'm sure the feds make it as they go along.
Oh, they make it as they go. They definitely do. They definitely do. What else do you see going on with COVID and Biden and Harris and the rest of these emails that are coming out?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of crime with the defund the police thing going on. The murders in New York are crazy. Philadelphia,
Chicago,
Seattle, Portland.
Yeah.
All those people got their own thing. Even now in Minneapolis.
And they're
where the George Floyd thing is going on. They had a news thing going on, and there were shots being fired right behind them.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's like, we have law enforcement for a reason. And I get the fact that law enforcement, the Supreme Court has ruled multiple times on this particular topic. Law enforcement have no legal obligation to protect anyone. So when they're serving out of their heart, out of their goodwill, because that's what they want to do. They want to do public service. And we get that there are good officers, and we get that there are bad officers out there, okay? I want to believe that everybody wants to support law enforcement. The problem that most people are having with law enforcement today is that the good cops are paying for the actions of the bad cops. And it usually starts from the top, from the chief to the commanders in charge. So the good cops are getting hurt because of the bad cops. Is there a reason to retaliate with the police department? Yes, the police department has abused their power. And this is not just a local issue, this is a national issue that's been making news on a daily basis. We've lost a lot of men and women in blue. But some of the states...
And under the new stipulations, none are going to come back, right? Under defunding and all that, a lot of people don't want to work. They don't want to be police officers. So
yeah.
Now what are we going to be left with?
I wouldn't say defund the police. I would rather defund some of the money that goes into their
even
budget.
In particular to New York, they actually relocated, I don't want to exaggerate, but I think it was like 13 million when they still don't know where they put the money. You know, they took 13 million away from the police officers and they didn't put it anywhere.
And they didn't put it
Or they put it to a program which eventually goes down to a .org or somebody, you know, and it comes down to somebody's cousin, you know, and how they're going to get the money back.
So there should be nationwide, not just statewide, local, I think national. There should be a citizens accountability board where the citizens, I mean, you can do it through a FOIA request, but you know how FOIA request goes.
No, you're talking about a council that actually watches the police, but made up of citizens and not actual council members.
And not just the police. I'm talking about in general, in all public servants, because you have good and you have bad, whether they're in City Hall, whether they're in the courthouses, whether they're working with children. I mean, you know, you have these state agencies, you know, that are operating against the people. It's more about we against you.
Right.
And this is what they've created. The government has created this. They want that ominosity between the people. You see it in family court with cases, people fighting each other, the attorneys generating revenue because that's how they keep getting their money. You keep the parties arguing, the courts delaying the system.
Stretch
so
it.
there has to be some type of reform across the board. What say you?
No, yeah, definitely. I've got an accountability coalition, so definitely is something definitely to be looked into.
Yeah, but you know,
made up of citizens.
Correct, but a lot of places in government, they always want to use the very same profession inside those committees that the public are having an issue with. So, for example, you want to do police reform. How are you going to put 3 police officers on the committee,
or former
police officers, a couple of doctors who happen to be their friends, an attorney to interpret the law? Laws were designed to be read and understood by the average person.
Right.
Why do we need attorneys to interpret what we can read? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
So we need strict reform all the way around, not just for the police department, but for all public servants. Right. And I think if we get that, I think you'll see America come back what it's supposed to be. And we need to close the borders. We really do.
That's getting bad right there.
Yeah. And they stopped the wall.
They stopped the funding of the wall. Almost done.
So now everybody's just coming in, and Border Patrol.
But not only that, he also reversed a lot of the orders that Trump had put up, right? So now the kids could come across the border. They're throwing them across the fence. Kids are left crying on our side with nobody to care for them. So then we got people, agencies going around looking for their parents, knocking on doors. I mean, that sounds inhumane to me.
Yeah, that definitely is. You know, we're gonna hear a lot more, and I'm surprised that not too many. You haven't seen too much in the media in regards to those 17 universities that are playing a big part with that where the COVID started.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all going to come out in those emails, and that's only Wuhan. There's 63 other virology labs that are doing the same work around the world.
But I don't think a lot of the people are going to hear that because of all the censorship that's going on. Facebook, Twitter.
Right, and that's also coming out. They were also being paid to stop all that stuff. So they were taking, in other words, they were taking Fauci's word and everything that he said. The opposite of that was being blocked on Facebook. So if you went against what Fauci's orders, you were being blocked and fact checked on Facebook.
Now it's interesting because Trump has stated that the election was rigged. I mean, whether or not it was rigged, that's for the courts to decide. I wasn't there. I wasn't watching where they were putting ballots, so I don't know if it was rigged or not.
Well, Facebook actually paid for a lot of those ballot boxes. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Zuckerberg bought a lot of those ballot boxes in major Democratic cities. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's how that goes down too.
I'll tell you,
That's
the politics
crazy.
is a dirty game.
It's pretty crazy. It's
dirty
pretty crazy
game.
how you let that's like Walmart going down to, you know, their biggest customers and putting ballot box next to water bottles, you know. Here, take a water bottle, drop a ballot, you know.
Yeah,
It's pretty influencing, right? It's pretty easy to sway somebody your way if you giving them free stuff.
So I
or
know,
knowing where it's coming from, right?
I know Georgia and Florida have passed some strict election laws moving forward. I support a national voter ID. I think that people should. You need an ID to get into a club. They ID you.
No, but I heard, like, especially Georgia. Georgia was actually even giving you the ID for free and driving you down to the DMV to get the ID.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it with the immigration as well. Now there's certain states that you don't even have to live there. Just have an address and they get you a license.
That's crazy because they're giving you a brand new Ford F-150 if you get a corona vaccine.
Really?
Or a chance to win a $3 million lottery ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In New York, they're giving you a burger and fries at the Shake Shack, right? Must be really good, you know?
Yeah, New York is they legalized marijuana over there, so now you got people smoking on the street, a whole bunch of homelessness going on over there. It's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy everywhere. Tent city now. You know what I mean?
Like in Seattle, Portland, and they got their own downtown area. What is it, Corey? Was it called?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And all these police shootings going on in some of these police departments as well.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people call, they claim it's racially motivated. Whether or not it's racially motivated, we don't know. At the end of the day, somebody is dead. A citizen is dead.
Right.
Whether, I mean, cops today are just grabbing guns and, mixing them up with tasers and, you know what I mean?
They're definitely making it appear like that. We need more information. But it's definitely easy to make it sound like that.
But yet, you have the government trying to take away your Second Amendment right, your right to bear arms.
Correct.
Because they want the control. They want to control the population. And
against all laws, right? They'll even throw the police in front. So you take the police's gun, right? And then let we lead the way.
Exactly.
And then we just take everybody.
And if you read the Constitution, it clearly states that no congressman, no congresswoman has any right to make any laws that trump that Constitution.
Definitely.
And now you have states, which they're basically, sovereign states that don't have to follow. Well, they have to follow the federal, because federal law trumps state law.
Right.
But some of the states will go a little bit above the federal laws, how they are, and make them a little bit stronger. But at the end of the day, there's always loopholes in these laws, and we have lawyers that are
the
are
law is the
responsible for
loophole.
that.
Like you said, the law is the loophole. The Constitution states that you have the right to bear arms. You can protect yourself, protect your home,
Right.
protect your property.
But then now you have the state makes you go through jump hoops to go ahead and get a permit. So now
Definitely.
you're applying for a permit.
It's by choice.
Correct. So
If they like you,
exactly. Exactly. So now you're paying for something to ask the state, hey, I'm paying you to exercise my right to be able to carry a firearm.
definitely.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What's it gonna take for
It's
people
for your
to
own
wake
good,
up
buddy.
on
I don't know what you're crying about. It's for your own good.
that?
That's what they tell you.
That's
It's
what
for
they,
your own good.
that they definitely do. They
Just take
definitely
this
do.
vaccine. It's for your good.
Yeah, no, that there was a lot of people that did take it. I mean, the numbers are down now in everywhere. Even here in the city of Haverhill, the numbers have gone
It's
down.
definitely down.
You
Now
know.
they want you to give it to your babies now.
Now, they're still allowing masks for the kids, though, right? In school.
Those kids in school still have to wear their masks
Wow, and are the ACs?
and outside.
Wow, and they got all the ACs working. I know the mayor was doing a lot of work throughout the Corona season, where they were fixing all the ACs, changing
I
out
don't know
all
that
the
all the schools
filters.
have ACs that are working.
Yeah,
I don't know that part.
Well, we do have a couple of places that we're aware that the ACs are not working in
Right.
some of the cities and that we been looking at. But yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So Corona's over with, my friend. What are your plans moving forward now that you don't have to wear a mask?
Let's hug.
You let's hug, huh?
Let's hug it out.
That's crazy. That's crazy for real. So Andy, you do you think that we will ever see anyone held responsible for the actions with COVID and all the money grabbing and all the illegal forging of numbers? Do you think we will ever really see anybody held accountable for that?
I mean, we know it came from China. That part is done. Whether it came from a bag or came from a lab, it definitely came from China.
Came from China.
That part's 100%. That you cannot debate that part.
And I don't know, but many people say that the United States played a big part of that. They knew.
I think we need reparations. I'm with Trump. Trump said we need reparations from that. We need China to pay.
Yeah, yeah.
They definitely got to give it up.
They have to do something because we're going to be in debt. I mean, your kids, my
And
kids.
also for covering it up, right? They closed their borders and let everybody out. Like they were giving visas to people. People that ain't never flew in years probably got free visas to fly once they got infected.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, it's spread pretty rampant and pretty far, right?
But people went crazy. People went really
Scared.
crazy.
A lot of people were scared.
Yeah.
Very scared.
Yeah, I mean, family members, you couldn't even go up to their house. You could only go up to their gate. And I mean, it was really crazy.
They
But-
separated generations. They had children from their grandparents separated.
and the people that graduated from high school the last year, they didn't really get a
Nothing.
good graduation.
Proms,
Right.
all of that.
They just gave everybody their diploma. Here you go.
See you
You're
later.
graduating.
We know that.
Because they needed the funding.
They definitely needed the funding.
You know what I
believe it.
mean?
I
So
believe that.
everybody graduated. Not one person got left back.
No failures. No failure. Everybody participate.
Everybody. No, but I am glad that we don't have to. I mean, private companies do still.
No, it is your right.
Correct.
It was always your right. It should have been your right from the beginning, whether you want to wear a mask, whether you not want to wear a mask, or the company itself, the business where you patron, right? So the business has a right to tell you or not to wear a mask, or you have the right not to be there.
A private business
Right.
has the right, but for police departments, you try to walk in through the door, you got to buzz in. Only 4 people allowed in the station at the time because of COVID. Do you know what I mean? And it's a public building.
No, that starts a question of who are they trying to protect? Is it you trying to protect yourself or you trying to protect the public, who you are, being paid to protect?
It's not about public safety anymore. It's about protecting themselves, or in general. All public servants have to protect themselves.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And most of the cities and towns going to have to do a better job negotiating these contracts with these unions, because some of these unions are super powerful and they're getting everything they want.
Definitely.
Definitely. And that's where the problem lies.
Power in numbers. If they stick together, they definitely get their way.
Yeah, I mean,
and the school department that's exactly how it went with the school department.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. It definitely is. Anyway, Andy, I want to thank you for coming in today and talking with me a little bit about the COVID situation and, all the stuff that is out there and everything else that we're still facing, because we're gonna face a lot more. I mean, that's,
what they gonna throw at us next?
Gas prices still going up. Oil is going up. Lumber is going up. Plumbing is going up. Flooring has gone up. I mean, you're gonna have to raise your prices over at your business pretty soon.
No,
I don't know if Haverhill can even afford going to the downtown area because
no. We keep it affordable. Definitely.
That's awesome.
Come see me.
Perfect. Well, Andy, I want to thank you for coming in. I enjoy you coming in today. You may end up being a good co-host on some future shows that we have planned here. Thanks at Behind the Scenes. But thank you for coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Behind the Scenes. I am your host, Hector Montalvo. Join us next time as we go behind the scenes to ask some tough questions, bring you their responses. We let you decide. Thank you for watching.